One of Limble's most flexible and innovative features is the custom dashboard builder. In the custom dashboard screen, you can organize all the information that Limble collects into the format that works best for your company and is most beneficial to you. Our customers use the custom dashboard page in a variety of ways. However, I'm going to show you the top three. So this first one that we're looking at here is a monthly report. And one thing that's great about this is you can create a report that you need to do periodically, but you can make it so it will update by itself at the time interval that it should be. For example, this could be a monthly report for everything that was done last month. And so if I have to turn this into somebody in accounting or my boss or someone else, then all I have to do is create this once and I set all the time periods to show for last month. And then I can share this with them at the appropriate time, and I never have to spend that time making the report again. I'm not spending hours going through Excel and adding things up. Instead, it's all right here. I've put the effort into it once, and then I never have to spend time on that activity again. So I think this is probably the number one thing that we see. I'm going to show you a couple others. I'm going to go to our next dashboard, which is a shop board. And this is something that is used sometimes in a shop or in a manufacturing facility where you want to display something to multiple people and let everybody know, hey, this is how many jobs we have open, or these are what our priorities are, however you want to organize this. And then this last board I'm going to show you is something that was made for an individual. In this case, Jake wants to know all of the tasks that he's completed in the last 30 days, so I've created this for Jake, and then I can share this with him. In fact, I'm going to show you what that share button looks like. So on this share this dashboard button right here, I can choose who in the organization this goes to. Now, in this demo account, I only have two people. I have Tom and Jake here, so that's all I have. But you can have, of course, multiple people. You can have view-only accounts where you can share this as well. Another thing I can do is I can print this up if I want to print and share it with someone in whether that's a physical format or a PDF. And this can take a second, but here we go. It already came to its little PDF here because my computer is not attached to a printer at the moment. And of course, you can copy the dashboard. One other cool feature is rotating the dashboards. Now this is used more for that situation where you have a board up on the wall, maybe you have like a big TV screen and you want to rotate through multiple dashboards, then you can select which dashboards you want to see, or which of these custom dashboards you want to see, how often you want it to rotate, and then you can share this up onto a different screen and have all of that information available. So now that I've shown you a few of these different options, let's just create a new dashboard and I'm going to walk you through. So the rest of this video is very tutorial based. It's going to be kind of long with lots of options, but at least you'll get to see how this is made. So I'm just going to call this new dashboard my demo board. And let's start creating some. So this first one that I'm going to create corresponds more to like a monthly report. So first thing I select here is tasks, and I want all of the tasks because what I want to create here is an hours chart that shows who did how many hours last month. So I'm going to select all of those, and then I'm going to select all completed tasks. And of course I want completed tasks because this is last month. I want to see what people did. And then in the time period, I choose last month. And then the next thing I'm going to choose is actually a pie graph. Now, I could do this as a tile where it would just show up with a single number, but I'm going to choose a pie graph, and I'll show you why. It's just a little easier for this case. And so I don't want to view the number of tasks. I want to view the total time spent. So this is kind of showing me the hours that everybody put in, and I'm going to split it up by who completed the task. Now, if it's sometimes the person who gets assigned to a task isn't the one that completed it. I want to know who completed these tasks. And I'm going to keep the legend on there because I think that's useful. And of course, here we have all of our filters. You can filter this by specific people, not only by who it's completed by, but who it's assigned to, the location, a group of assets. There's some advanced filters here that actually you can get a lot deeper in depth. For this one, it's not necessary. We will come back to that later. So I'm just going to call this one hours tracked last month. Okay, so now we have created our first, we call this a widget actually, and I don't like the way that's shaped, so I'm just going to grab this here and make it shaped a little bit more into what I want it to be. So there's a couple different options. And one thing that's great about these dashboards, and this goes with the global dashboard as well, is all of this is interactive. In fact, if I want to look at Jake Sanders here, I can just click on this and it's going to pull up all of his tasks from that time period, or in other words, all of the tasks that went into creating this widget, this information. Okay, so now we've done our very first one. I'm going to create another one here, and the way I do that again is I just click on this plus button, and with this widget I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do the number of completed tasks last month, because again this is, you know, kind of our monthly report. So I'm going to select all, but I could just choose all of our PMs or all of our planned work orders, whatever that is that we want to display. And again, I'm going to choose completed. And then, just like before, I'm going to choose last month. And this time I'm going to choose a tile. Now, as I said before, tile shows a single number. And I'm going to choose number of tasks, because what we're looking for here is just number of completed tasks. So I can skip all of the rest of these things, and I can choose the tile color. I'm going to choose orange in this case. And then I want everybody to be in it, so I'm not going to filter out by a specific person. And I'm not going to filter out by location or any of these other things. I just want to know how many tasks did we complete last month. So here we go. We're going to call this number of okay, great. Now let's move on to our next one, and I'm going to do parts cost last month. Now parts cost last month is actually pretty similar to this last one, so instead of making it from scratch, I'm just going to copy it. And let's edit this here. First thing I'm going to do is change the name. So I'm going to call this now, going back up from the top again, all the work, it has to be completed. And then we're also going to do a tile here. But what I'm going to change is, instead of number of tasks, I'm going to do total parts costs. And then let's change the color too, so it gives some variety to our board. Okay. And then I hit save, and now we have the total parts cost from last month. And then last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make one even more specific. I'm going to say how much did a specific type of asset cost last month. So I'm going to copy this again because it's very similar. And what I'm going to change here is I'm still going to stick with the tile, but I'm going to do total operating cost. And I want to know it for a specific group of assets. So I can choose this here, group of assets. I'm going to select a field. In this case, I'm going to do category. And then I'm going to type in production equipment. Now, I should let you know that this is only possible if I have a category field, which of course I do because we're on the list. And then I write in the exact category I'm looking for. Okay, and then let's make sure we update our title here, and we're going to call this production Okay, so now we have created another widget. And you can tell that everything's okay because there's a number here. And again, I can select this and look into all of those things. And I'm going to see all of my production equipment tasks here. And I can even check by the name of the asset, which is in green, and the name of the task is in blue. And again, another thing about this is I can sort this out if I need to sort it by specific, if I want to sort it by labor or by the parts costs. And I can even search things. So if I'm looking for something that was called, I don't know, maybe an inspection, I can just start typing in inspection here. Or if I'm looking for the air compressor, I type in air, and now everything that has to do with the air compressor starts showing up. So again, finding what you need to find in Limble is very easy. Also, if you do need to export this to Excel for whatever reason, you have the option. Okay, so we have done the 3 monthly report type of widgets, and so I'm going to move on to doing ones that would be used more in a board, like a shop board. So I'm going to go hit the plus button, tasks, and let's say that this one I want to have all of the open tasks. So what I need to do here, again, I'm going to select all because these are all the tasks that I want, and then I'm going to select the status of open. Now the time period here, I'm going to keep it as all time, and the reason why is I just want to make sure that anything that is open, doesn't matter when it was assigned, when it was due, I just want to see everything that is open that needs to get done. So I'm going to keep it like that, and this is just a total number, so I'm just going to leave this as a tile. And then I want number of tasks. I'll give this one a color, and then we're set. So this is great. Got our number of open tasks now. So that's been created. It popped up here, but I want to move it down here. Now let's move on to our next one, which is open tasks that are past due. So this is very similar to the last one, so I'm going to copy this. And first thing I'm going to do with this one, oops, I just moved things around, so I'm just going to, it's okay, no worries, all I have to do is grab things and move them back where I want them. So on this one, on the number of tasks that are past due, like I did before, you can see that I copied it, and now I'm going to go in and edit. First thing I want to do is change this to a red tile because, of course, that's problematic. This is an issue. These are the ones that are past due, so we'll make it red. And then we're going to call this one tasks. We'll just call it number of late tasks to give it a shorter title. And then we're going to change something here. So we want to filter this out, and I'm going to go into the advanced filters now. I'm going to say all tasks that are currently past due by at least 1 day. And then I'm going to hit save. And you can see the number, of course, is smaller, which it should be. That's a good little gut check there. And this is red. So now we can have this up in the shop board, and the manager can come over and say, wow, we have 24 tasks that are past due, and click on that. Now, another thing I can do here is actually create a list of tasks that are open. And so I'm going to copy this because it's similar to this in some ways. This is going to save a little bit of time. So I copied it, and again, it placed it. Where did it place it? Maybe I didn't hit the button. I think I may have not hit the button, right? Okay, so, oh, I may have hit no. I think that's what I did. Okay. Oh, I actually put it up here because I left a space there. Now Limble's going to put it in the open space. See, you guys are learning from my mistakes. Don't do what I do. Do as I say. Okay, so now I'm going to hit edit here. And this time, instead of creating a tile or a pie graph, I'm actually going to create a list because I want to create a list of all the open tasks for everybody to see. So I hit list view here. And then just want to make sure I don't have any other filters. Everything's looking good. Now, when I click the list, I get some options, as you can see in this area. Display the following information. Well, I want to have the due date on here, and I want to have the task ID, and let's do assign to. I can choose more here, but I think that's good for my purposes. And then I'm going to hit save and create that. And as you can tell, it's really small, and that's not going to work very well for this list. So I'm going to start bringing this down. And now that it's a little bit larger, I can see this here. But as you can tell, one of the issues is you can have, like in my case, 6 pages of these tasks. And so if this is on a board, then I might want to have this list rotating. So I'm going to go back in here, and I am going to go to this extra options. I can choose how many rows I want at a time, and I can make the list auto-rotating. So as I'm on it, it's going to just rotate through this list. Okay, so we've done a lot on this page. It's getting a little busy. I'm actually going to create a new board for the final different options to show you guys. And this one is what I showed you before with Jake's completed work. So this is a board that I would share specifically with Jake. I, as the manager or the super user of this account, can always see it, but I'm only going to share this one with Jake because it's something that he wants to know. For example, he wants to see his completed work. So I'm going to select all of these tasks, and then I'm going to do a status of complete, and we're going to do in the last 30 days. Jake doesn't need to see everything in all time. That would probably get a little overwhelming, but you know, he might finish with the task and say, oh, when did I get that last one done? Or want to look up some past information. That's a common thing. So we've done this here. We're going to give him a list view. And let's just, he might want to know the completed date. He may not care who it's assigned to. It was completed by him. So we'll give him the task ID and maybe how long he spent on it. So that would be the total time spent, which is right here. And now we do want to filter who it was completed by. So I'm going to choose Jake specifically. And I'm not going to change any of these other filters. And I'm going to say Jake's completed tasks and the last 30 days. Okay. Great, so now we have created something for Jake. And now Jake can access this on his app or from the desktop version, and he can get that information as he needs it. So this concludes the demonstration of the custom dashboards. If you have any questions, please let us know. As always, you can reach out to us through the little chat button right here. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd love to help you reach all the goals that you have for your maintenance. So good luck with everything, and we will be in touch.